Hello everybody, it is Conor and we are back with another match review. Chelsea have beaten Leeds today 2-0 in a terrible game of football, in my opinion. Just like a lack of quality really from both sides. Overall, I'm disappointed. I have to say I'm disappointed. You know, am I deluded and maybe naive for thinking that Leeds could get something out of this? I don't think so. Chelsea have now, I think that's their third win in 17. Bearing in mind when Marsh was at Leeds, we were absolutely hammering the drum of 2 wins in 18. I think it was Chelsea had 2 wins in 16. I believe the stat was before the game. Apparently the players were turning on Potter. The fans, a lot of them, wanted a defeat. So it was short-term pain, long-term gain. But it just feels with Leeds that any out-of-form team, whether it be Everton at the start of the season, West Ham when they lost 6 on the bounce, it literally could be any team. We seem to give that helping hand to, and it does get mildly frustrating that, you know, they've got this pick-me-up and Potter's got this pick-me-up when Leeds United come along. It's very frustrating. And listen, I don't think they've got a team full of absolute quality. We know that everywhere. However, I do think in general it is a poor Chelsea side, personally, because when you look at them being out of form, it's always going to be difficult. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. But I think it's a difficult one to take, as I've just mentioned, because they're all out of form. There's disharmony in the camp at Chelsea, and overall, I think they've had Reece James out, Cesar Azpilicueta, Mason Mount, loads of players out, and we just weren't able to get a goal. We also have now scored 1 goal in 5, which is a slight worry. On top of that, you've got just a real I don't know, like level of annoyance with me there. Let me know what you guys think. Nick says, same old Conor lad, just a little bit boring now. Yeah, I'd agree with you, mate. I'd agree with you. It's a difficult one, isn't it? A real difficult one to swallow. Somerville was the only player giving his all today. It's always one player every match. Yeah, I don't know who did we have a man of the match at the end of it, everyone? Please let me know if we did. I don't think we did. But yeah, it was a definite tough one for me. A real tough one to watch. But yeah, 2 shots on target. I didn't think there was one, to be honest, Andrew. I didn't think there was one. How can he justify not playing Harrison but keeping him on the pitch for 80 minutes? Indefendable, Conor. Yeah, Harrison, how did he stay on the pitch? I'm not going to go in on one individual, but I just get so tired with the Jack Harrison stuff, to be honest with you. It bores the daylights out of me just talking about him, and it's just one of those things. He's never been consistent, and people online are saying, oh, it's just one of Jack's bad spells. Oh, another one of Jack's bad spells, another one of a 26-year-old lad who's been in this side for so many years now, and he's still not able to elevate his performances on a consistent basis. Maybe he's just not that good. Bamford, obviously the big story as the game started, not being fit for this one, which I think put a lot of pressure on Rutter and Leeds, because we're all maybe looking forward to a 2 up front with Bamford and Rutter, but Bamford's about as reliable as a chocolate teapot. We had 6 or 7 games out of him, didn't we? And then that's how it is with Bamford. He could be probably out for another month now, but yeah, the sooner we get Rodrigo back, who is he the answer? I'm not 100% sure. But the depth there was just a little bit worrying for me today. I think overall, it's just one of those games that's massively frustrating. That a crap set piece at the start of the second half where we're not properly marking, no real desire to head the ball away. Leeds players were flat from the corner, and they scored. And I just thought, yeah, we don't get me wrong, we had periods in the game, but I just thought it was really sloppy. Leeds in possession were poor. And it's just the same thing, no real bite up front. And it's the same, you bring in Joseph on, Matteo Joseph. I mean, Sam Greenwood in the 10. It's not good, is it? It's not a good look. And you guys might disagree. You might think it was a good performance, and we had Chelsea all the way. We looked better, discipline wise. And I'd agree. I think Firpo had a good game. Again, Firpo the best player on the pitch, and that's why I almost get frustrated with Jack Harrison, because we're actually looking at a situation now where Firpo's throwing his arms up when Jack Harrison can't get it right. A simple pass. You know, the amount of attacking offensive breakdowns that happen with Jack Harrison is staggering. Somerville, a lot of you guys are saying like he was really, really good. I still think he's got a lot to learn, and that's the thing. A lot of our young players are still so raw. We need real quality there, and I think obviously that comes back down to Victor Orta, you know, buying for the future and not buying for the here and now. But yeah, a lot to consider. Let's get your thoughts in. Constantly the poor final ball in the third, so annoying. Forget about Bamford, sell him on if there's any takers. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've sort of had that mindset for years, to be honest. I think some Leeds fans think he's the only thing that we're able to get. McKennie is so bad, always gives the ball away. Do you know what, Noah? I actually thought in the second half, and first half I didn't think he was great, but in the second half, he is the only one, for me. I mean, I've never been keen on his passing. I really haven't. And that's why I was a big champion for Onahi when we were looking at him. But I don't mind McKennie at all. I really don't. I think in that midfield and in that whole bracket of just that central space, he is the only one who can actually calm the ball down, calm the pace of any sequence of play down and play it and take 2 touches and take 3 touches. You never really see McKennie doing 1-touch passes all the time, which you'll see Aronson, Adams consistently trying to do. You know, it's always as frantic and as chaotic as it needs to be. And I think actually McKennie does trap the ball. He does, you know, get his foot on it. And I do think he progressed. I think he was one of our better players in the second half, to be honest. I thought he was one of the better players in the Fulham game as well. I think Tyler Adams wasn't great today. You know, I always see a lot of criticism for McKennie, but never for Adams because he's a favourite for people. But we have got to judge it game by game, not just on if you like him or not. I'm not saying people don't like McKennie, by the way, but I'm just saying sometimes when Adams doesn't have a good game, nobody calls him out on it. I didn't think he had a great one today. I thought he was very, very off point with his passing. Wasn't amazing in the tackle. Was getting involved in something with Chilwell, with Chilwell, a little bit of, you know, talking here and there all the time. It didn't need it. Just move on. We need a goal. But yeah, it's getting to a point now where we're just relying on other teams. And I know everyone today will have seen the Bournemouth thing and gone, oh my God, we're 2-0 down, this, that and the other. As in like Bournemouth were 2-0 down, we're beating Arsenal 2-0 and oh my goodness, Leeds need a result here. And you know, you were right, completely right. But yeah, Arsenal did us a favour. But Everton tomorrow, and I do continuously think it is between us and Everton. To be honest, who goes down? And the similarity between us and Everton is we don't score. Everton have scored 2 goals in 4. Leeds have scored 1 goal in 5. You know, none of us score. But I guess the difference with Everton is Everton's 2 games that they've lost under Dyche have been away at Liverpool and away at Arsenal. You know, so who knows? Who knows how it's going to go? You know, obviously they've lost to Villa as well, to be fair, at home, haven't they? But they've had some tough games in there, so it'll be interesting to see them against Nottingham Forest. Mark Bradley, who just hates any negativity whatsoever. I've seen Mark before. We deserve something. Rodrigo can make the difference. Sick of people bigging players up. Mark, people can have opinions, mate. It's not negativity. We're talking about the game. Stop being so precious. We're talking about a football game. No one's been negative. We're just disappointed. It's immediately after a game. You're going to be disappointed. I'm not going to come on here and start being, we've lost the game, Matt. I just don't understand the mentality. It's all hunky-dory. We've lost. It's all up to Everton now tomorrow, where we can end up in the bottom 3 tomorrow. It's not a great scenario. In Chelsea, no confidence. I just thought today we could have gone there and got a point. I was confident before the game. No opinions allowed. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I had someone coming on here saying the other day, they said, just don't do this until 2 days afterwards because I don't want to see it. I'm like, okay, I'll stop it for you then. Look, I know a lot of people like this for a little bit of cathartic way of dealing with it. Sean says new manager bounce is gone and Leeds are back to the Championship and beyond. Do you know what, Sean? I do think, what I will say is the setup's better. The setup is better. I do think, you know, when we're defending against opposition, like I still think even Chelsea today, a couple of decent chances they had, okay. But I think overall they were nullified a little bit. They were much better in possession than Leeds and they were popping it off a little bit quicker than Leeds and more effectively. But I can't really think of it. Sterling at the start of the second half. But aside from that, it was very, very, very fine margins. I think the frustrating thing for me is it was fine margins again, like it was against Fulham. And it's the same thing again. It is just Leeds losing, and it's in front of goal, it just seems like it's just not falling for us at the minute. The Ayling header at the end, the ball pinballing around at the end again, like we saw at Fulham, where Joseph kept it in at the end. But I think when you're looking at a scenario where you've got Greenwood on the pitch, Nonso, Somerville, Joseph, what's the average age between that lot? 18, 19? It's a sorry state. We need players back. We need players back quickly. And I know a lot of people don't like Pat Bamford and they don't like what he's about at the minute. But overall, with Pat Bamford, at least you're going to get someone who's got a little bit of experience and someone who is going to be able to battle with the defenders. He's someone who is going to give you a little bit of a difference when it comes to being able to be another option. Bamford might not have been ideal today, but he's another option. And that's what Leeds need at these moments. So yeah, I just think it was difficult today, and yeah, we need to start seeing it turn at some point. For me, we are defensively infinitely better than before. I do think we're better defensively. It's just the problem is if you don't score goals, you go down. It's really simple. In all fairness to the squad, we're getting F all going our way. Nothing is dropping. Yeah, you make your own luck, I guess, JP, but. I agree, mate. There's been a couple of people saying why we still crap at defending corners. I think it's worse, Paul, when we're attacking them, mate. And even when Greenwood's coming on, he's hitting the front man. Unbelievable. It's just that bit of quality in the final third. And I've said it on previous streams. If you're not able to, this is what teams that are threatened with relegation build success on. Grazia probably did it at Watford as well. But, Burnley for all those years, Wigan, Sunderland, it's putting the ball into the mixer and the ball nicking in off someone's leg, off someone's shin bone, their arse. It's all these little things and they go in and then you defend for 80 minutes and you get a 1-0 win. It's stuff like that. You have to get your set pieces right. And it's a little bit worrying for me that Leeds don't have that in order yet. But hopefully Grazia is going to work on that. I don't know. Harrison brutal. Yeah, Greenwood is very poor. I've never been like a massive fan of Greenwood, but I appreciate his set piece delivery, I guess, at certain points. Not having it. I'm fed up of seeing the same stuff week in, week out. Subs all wrong. Why Harrison stayed on over Nonto? Aronson should have stayed on for Rutter. Joseph waste of a sub. I'd agree with Joseph, mate. I didn't really see it. I didn't really understand why Joseph was coming on. Grazia, I know he was bringing him on. Could you have brought Rocker on and switched it around a little bit in terms of a formation? Probably would have been a little bit more advantageous. Rutter was running himself into the ground, but he's still that little bit of quality up front. He's 6'1", 6'2". Could he have been a little bit more of a threat on corners? You throwing Joseph in, he just looks like a child running round, doesn't he? And he is a child just running round. And when you've got three big centre backs towards the end of the game, what was it? Fafana, Chalobah, and Badashile is at the back, and you're asking a 17, 18-year-old who's about 8 stone wet through to be able to conjure something. It's difficult, isn't it? And I don't know. It felt not long ago that we were getting a lot of depth back. We were getting a lot of players back, and suddenly, like it happens with Leeds United, it feels like it's threadbare again. And yeah, it's who knows, but. Brighton next, yeah, I'll be down for that game, Ryan. It's another pressure cooker, but this is why we needed to win games at the start of the season, mate. Those easy runs that we had, not easy, but Wolves at home, West Ham at home, Everton at home, games like that we needed to win, so we're gonna have to start winning them now. Damar says, pathetic from Leeds as always. Just come to the new norm. Why are we so scared to shoot? Can't be arsed watching Leeds. Seems more of a chore than enjoyment. Yeah, Conor, are you going to the next game? I will be, mate. I'll be at Brighton. Yeah, I'll be there. So yeah, should be interesting. Hopefully, I've not seen Leeds lose, so hopefully I'm the good luck charm. And you've got a 1-1 draw against Brighton, didn't we, last time out? So Cine's the X factor, and we badly miss him. I agree. Even Rodrigo in this system, just someone who can score a goal, someone who, like the previous individual just said, someone who's just not afraid to shoot. We're just. It's so tippy-tappy. It's overplayed. I'm actually looking at the game today and I'm thinking Firpo's our biggest threat on the left. I don't know if you guys agree, but I'm literally thinking Firpo is our biggest threat. Jack Harrison has zero composure in the final third. Somerville, I think he's still got a lot to learn. Don't get me wrong, he's great when he's direct running at an opponent. We saw that when he was winning free kicks and stuff like that. But I just think the simple ball is on for Somerville a lot, and he overcomplicates it, you know, takes so many touches. Nonto came on, showed flashes of what Nonto's about, but it looked like they doubled up on him again towards the end because he was the threat. Joseph, obviously, he's a child. Greenwood, I mean, yeah, is he Premier League quality? So there's a lot of questions, really, and I think that's the thing. Like, you know, our front, when you've got everybody fit, your front sort of four, you're probably looking at Sinisterra. You know, you're probably looking at Rodrigo. You know, potentially Nonto in there, and then I don't know. You know, you can choose whoever's in behind, really, but I think Sinisterra and Rodrigo are massively being missed from this side. Really, really, really being missed. 778 in the room. Please make sure you smash a like. Yeah, cheers, guys. I really appreciate that. Rodrigo, Cini and Nonto, that's what we need. It is, and it just feels at this moment in time, like, are we going to be able to see that? You know, we saw it even in the Bielsa era. You get players back, you get Kamar Roof back, then you get Bamford out, then Bamford, and then Roof would come in, and then you just never seem to get that point where they're all linked and they're all playing together, and we've actually got a fully fledged front line. And listen, I am probably a little bit, well, I am downbeat about today. I thought today was somewhere where we could have got, you know, Southampton, guys, let's contextualise this. Southampton went there 2 weeks and won. They put up a really good defensive performance, and Ward-Prowse had a moment of quality, you know, but they went there and won. Chelsea are in disarray. Looked at the form table earlier on. They're below us. They're below us in like the last 10 games. They're below us. So for people who aren't disappointed with that, I don't really know where your standards are, really. I know they're a good team. They had so many players out today, and I know, don't get me wrong, I know they've got an abundance of quality, but for a set piece, a sloppy set piece where we're not marking properly, to have unlocked this game, it's these fine margins which send teams down, and Leeds need to start scoring goals. It's the harsh truth, it really is, but you know what you're going to get from me. It is that it will be the harsh truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. We need to start scoring goals and stop leaking. You know, I mean, under Grazia, we've been great when it's come to conceding big chances. We haven't really, but overall this season, just the amount of cheap goals we've conceded has been fraught. Really, it's been staggering. Rob says, why can't we shoot and we play Harrison over Willie? Yeah, I think Willie's just getting. I mean, you've got to play your best team, haven't you? But I think he's just getting doubled up on now. I think he's just getting doubled up on, and teams are noticing him as the threat. And when he's on the pitch, Leeds just play through him, don't they? And it seems to still be the thing. I mean, he came on later on, and it was all still going through him. We were playing on that side close to the dugout, and not going anywhere near Ayling's side, which I thought there might have been a bit of joy out wide there. I thought Ayling had a decent game. I thought he started slowly, but he got into it. Verbo was okay. Robin still absolutely frightens the life out of me when it comes to him on the ball. So Chelsea should lose every week then. But Mark, they have been losing most weeks. They've not been picking up anything, mate. So yeah, they have. That's what a form table's for, mate. When they're in the bottom 5 of the form table, you know, we need to be getting something. And we've beaten them earlier on this season. Can we just raise our expectations a little bit? I understand that they've got a better quality side than Leeds have, but we've still, you know, we've battered against some of the best teams in this league, even under the previous manager. Well, obviously mostly under the previous manager this season, you know. So yeah, I just think we need to raise expectations a little bit. We can't just say we're going to lose this game, lose that game, lose this game, lose that game, because we've not got enough games left. And if we have that mentality, it's going to be a struggle. Mr. P says, we did a Leeds and gave Chelsea the much needed points, ineffective across the whole pitch. Yeah, and someone said we had 2 shots on target. I mean, a stat read on the end that we had none. So I don't know, maybe we had a couple towards the end. Nate says, you get doubled up. That means there is space. Figure it out. True. Very, very true. Brownie say we'll draw our way to safety? He did, but we didn't draw today, Al. Points at home are critical. Board acted too late, maybe. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's this now, isn't it? We're relying on Forest and Everton to I don't know, duke it out, and we kind of want to drag Forest in there, but we can't have Everton getting points, really. So, guys, I'm going to leave it there anyway. Really appreciate your comments on this video. Please get them in. I want to hear your thoughts, and as always, we will see you in a bit. Cheers.